Hey, welcome to worshiptutorials.com.
Hello.
Hey, I'm going to make the joke so you don't have to, all right?
Somebody's probably already thought it within the split second of them clicking on this video.
Brad, that's a great ukulele you've got there. Okay, joke has been made. I'll write it in the comments so you don't have to. We can move on. Today, we've got a review of the brand new PRS P20 Parlor acoustic guitar. This is available in 3 different colors from PRS. You can get it with or without. It's got quite a rotating...
I'm just trying to Vanna White this joker.
rotating product placement over here. You can get
Some people like this kind of way of viewing an item before they purchase.
Okay.
Some people are probably getting sick right now. I'll stop. I'm done.
Yes, you can get it in 3 different colors, which we'll put on the screen here. With or without a pickup, it is the Fishman Sonotone GT1 pickup. So here's the kicker about this guitar. We want you to do a little thought experiment with us here. And if you've already looked this up on PRS's website, don't cheat. Just play along.
Don't ruin this for
How much do you think this guitar costs? You have a number in your head, maybe. You see how good it looks. You hear how good it sounds in the clips. Got a number ready? It's $499 without the pickup. Brad's playing a little theme music for me. What was that? Price is Right?
It was a pentatonic rendition of Jeopardy
or something.
theme.
Okay.
So we wouldn't get struck.
So it's $499, $500 for this guitar without the pickup, with the Fishman pickup system installed, which this one has. As you can see, it's really sleek. So the controls are right under the sound hole there, and then you've got a battery compartment and an output jack here, sort of on the edge, on the corner, right? With the pickup, $579.
This is a Parlor guitar. I really like Parlor guitars. I don't know what it is.
I do too.
It's kind of funny because it's like a Tommy Boy syndrome. Fat guy in a little coat.
Big guy in a little guitar.
Big guy in a little guitar.
Yeah.
But, so I did a little research.
Yeah.
I wanted to know just more about the Parlor guitar and what it was.
Where did it come from and why?
Apparently 1800s or so.
Mm-hmm.
They made smaller bodied guitars for the ladies because they were smaller framed humans. And so they made them a little smaller so they could play. There's that. And, as the name suggests, they were made to be played in a parlor. So for the really rich and wealthy who had a parlor, right, they had a smaller room, they would entertain guests, or, you know, they'd have this so guests could use a parlor guitar to play it in the parlor. One thing about these, the article I was reading, I think it was like acousticguitar.com or something like that, was talking about the fact that right around the early 2000s is when they started, there was a resurgence
coming back
of parlor guitars. So they're really popular with folk and blues singers and stuff. And it's not just about the size. As you may have heard, or maybe you did not know what it was you were hearing. You were like, this sounds different.
Something about it, yeah.
Something about it. They tend to be more mid-focused.
Yeah.
So I have a Martin 00017 SM.
Which is also a parlor-ish size.
Yeah.
It's a little larger.
It's a little larger, just a little bit. So makes it. I don't look quite as weird playing it. But that one also too has a little bit of a mid thing to it.
Yeah, like an OM, which would be a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
Is same kind of thing, more balanced but a mid-focused sound.
It's a great different flavor. Like maybe you have a guitar you really like, an acoustic you really like, and you want like something to complement it, or for whatever reason. Maybe it's like what's cool about this is I think this is really cool if you're like doing just your own set. It's got
a very singer-songwriter friendly guitar.
Yeah, or if you're just leading worship acoustically. So it's great to add to your collection, or maybe just you want a second one, a backup. But it's also an amazing and wonderful guitar
on its own.
If on its own, you don't need this isn't a this is great to add to
as an addition.
No. It is great as an addition. However, this is it plays very nice. It's PRS. So it's got like this, and you can't tell in the video.
Yeah.
It's got this like PRS feel, and what we tend to talk about is like it's like uber pristine. And some people, they're like, that's too much for me. Like they want like PRS guitars are like so perfect,
too perfect.
But this
like
the vibe
this one in the back over here, this custom 24 back.
Yes,
like that is a perfect guitar.
Yes, it plays like butter.
There's absolutely nothing you could make
butter.
It better. Yes. In my opinion, everything about it is perfect.
But the shorter scale length on this, this shorter, smaller body style gives you a little bit fighting back. So it's really crazy cool because you got like the PRS feel with a little bit of that rawness.
What's cool about this guitar to me is, so like from here down, it's like it might as well be 1930s Gibson acoustic guitar.
Yep.
Like once you hit the fretboard, like the birds come into play, the headstock. You get all these modern touches.
It's a vintage modern thing.
Even like the little
modern
curve,
vintage.
on the bottom of the fretboard. It's just like it's this modern kind of classy thing, and of course,
but is it classy?
But is it classy?
But
Dwight. So the specs on this guitar, this is an SE guitar, which if you're not familiar with PRS's SE line, it is made overseas. This one is made by the Cortec Music Instrument Company Limited in China, under exclusive license for PRS. So this is made in China, but this has got some pretty premium upgrades that you don't typically see in an acoustic guitar at this price point.
This was crazy.
So first of all, you've got a bone saddle and a bone nut. A lot of times at this price point, you're getting plastic parts. Bone would be an upgrade, premium upgrade. It is it's got cream binding front and back and on the neck, which is nice. It herringbone design on the front and around the sound hole, which looks really classy.
It looks really good.
And under the neck too, which is cool. This little part right here. As far as wood selection goes, it is a solid mahogany top. It's pretty much all mahogany. Mahogany top, mahogany back and sides, mahogany neck, ebony fretboard, which is
also
again,
a big deal.
A nice upgrade, and it is a good looking piece of ebony. A lot of times the ebony is stained. I don't know if it is in this case, but it looks and it feels really good. The thing about ebony is it's got a really silky smooth feeling to it, and it sounds really good too. It's a great tone wood. Yeah, so you've got pretty much premium appointments all the way around. The tuners are they're unbranded, PRS tuners, whatever they use on the SE stuff, but they feel really good. Like I would have no need to.
They're not super jerky, which typically is something you get on a cheaper guitar. You get like these jerky, real rigid tuners.
Yeah, we've had this. I've had this guitar for a little while now, and I've not had any issues with tuning at all. It's got these ivory-looking tuning buttons, which I really like. Actually, on my custom 24 back there, I put ivoroid, whatever, fake ivory tuning buttons, because I used to have a PRS DGT, and those come with ivory buttons, and they look awesome. So I really like that look. I think it's another vintage meets modern thing that I dig, which again really works well on this guitar. Another thing I really like about it is the satin finish. And I know companies often will go for a satin finish to cut costs because it's cheaper to do a satin finish. But I love the way it feels. So the back of the neck is satin. It's smooth. It's not gloss. It's not sticky.
And I think it looks really good on this smaller model. I think it suits it like
it does. The whole visual aesthetic of this really, really works.
Even if I just bought this to hang up in my office, I think it'd be worth it.
Yeah. So I snuck a video of this out before it was released, and I had so many questions about what is that guitar? What is PRS doing with that guitar? I think it's so different for PRS. They do have a line of acoustic guitars.
Yep.
The SE line, you can get private stock acoustic guitars if you got like $15,000 laying around that you like to sink into a guitar. You can do it. But they make a line of SE guitars, but the ones that are out prior to this feel much more like modern.
Yeah, they're just like a regular kind of looking acoustic.
And this is a really cool complement to that line of guitars. So we'll include a link below if you want to learn more of the specs on this guitar. As far as the neck carve, I think it's their wide fat neck. It's super comfortable neck. Fretwork is great. The fret ends are not sharp at all. It like with the binding on the neck, it has a rolled sort of a neck, feel on the neck. It feels really comfortable. It's not sharp anywhere. It's kind of like what you would expect from PRS. Everything is very meticulously thought out and executed. But I think the strength of this guitar is that it just has such a unique voice and vibe to it.
Yeah.
Like you play it and it's like, you don't think this is a budget guitar. You don't think that this is a guitar that I had to settle for. You think this is something that is really cool and really unique. And from everything, from the look, the feel, but like the tone of it. It really is cool, and it's very inspiring to play.
Yeah,
that's one of the things Bradford and I were talking about as we were, kind of coming up with things to play for the video. we were like, this thing is really inspiring. It's really fun to play.
If you had handed me this and told me, like, if I didn't know that, I know a little bit about like what SE tends to be. It's more about being more
budget
affordable.
line.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's bad. They make it
SE,
more.
Their budget overseas stuff is probably some of the best.
Yeah.
Like, of that level.
And that's why they made it. They wanted to make it more accessible to people.
Yeah.
So if I didn't see that part, because I already knew that, if I didn't see that part and you handed me this PRS and let me play it, I would suspect it would have been close to $2,000.
Hey, again, there are links below to go to PRS Guitars website and learn more about this if you want to learn more. See the different color options, the different options you can get. Also places where you can pick one of these up if you'd like to do that as well.
Which you should.
We would encourage you to do, of course. And hey, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.